Hey, good morning. Happy Tuesday. So, today we're going to talk about some people that are always getting on your nerves. And we have them in life. Sometimes, no matter where we may meet them, maybe at school, somewhere at work, sometimes in the playground. But there are people out there that either they're very strongly opinionated, or they somehow just seem to get in your way. They gossip about you. They just have something that's constantly irking you. And they're taking a lot of energy from you. And sometimes like if you deal with them, like let's say on Facebook or they're just like an online friend, it's really easy because all you need to do is block them, right? You could put the name in the block, and then you won't see them, and they won't see you, and it becomes really really easy. But if you're facing a situation where it's someone in the real life and you can't just block them, what we try to do often is we block them out of our mind, right? We don't look at them, we ignore them, we simply tell ourselves we are not going to engage with them. We look the other direction whenever we see them. And this is a common thing that's often used, and it works. It does work. If you block out the people that are sapping your energy, they essentially will stop sapping your energy because they're not part of your life anymore, and it works. But the truth is, it's somewhat a form of escapism. It doesn't really have long-term effects. Because what happens is it takes a lot of energy of yours to block them, right? Whenever you see them everywhere, wherever you see them, you have to keep reminding yourself, stay focused, don't look at them, don't get involved with them, and you're spending so much energy trying to block them, and it's really, really hard. And so while it's effective and it works, it actually takes so much energy out of you that eventually often it's like creates like not a breakdown sense, but it breaks you down more and more and more with wasted energy on them, when in truth what you're trying to do is stop them from taking your energy. So it's really having the opposite effect. And so the way we try to accomplish this is the way we can do this in a very simple way, not easy, but simple, is to try to look at how we deal with ourselves when we have a similar challenge. Often, let's say we do something that we're not happy with, something that's not good for us, that we don't like. So the next morning, we're having a better day. And what do? We look back in yesterday and we think, oh, Ellie, I did something that I really wasn't happy with myself yesterday, right? Let's say I ate something I didn't want to eat. Let's say I didn't work out the way I wanted to work out, whatever it was. And I right away started thinking, okay, well, that's true, but I have some compassion for myself, right? I have some self-love. And I say, well, you know what? It was a hard day. Or you know what, I was a little in a rush, and so I give myself an excuse. I find the positive sides of it, and then I go, okay, and I let it go. Move on, get it back on the train. It's a new day today. I can get focused, and it's all good, right? So you see what happened there, right? I went into yesterday. I found my positives instead of thinking about how I'm terrible and I don't get things done. It's all horrible. I looked at the positives. There's some positives, and it's okay, and I'm not perfect, and I let it go. And it's gone. I can move on, and life is perfect again. It's all back to normal and back in the zone. The way we do with others is exactly the same way. Try to put yourself in their shoes for not even just a half a second. And when they do something that really angers you, instead of blocking them out, it's really hard, but take a moment and think, could they be having a hard day? Could they possibly not have had the same upbringing you have? Could they be coming from a whole different political direction, a different slant, and have different challenges that have led them to have these beliefs? It's just very different than yours. And so they don't have the same life you have, and therefore they think differently. It's not about you at all. It's simply their perspective. And, maybe there's something positive about this. You look at them and think, and you got to find something positive. There's always another angle you could find if you wanted to find something that would not excuse what they did, but to almost like we do to ourselves. Right? We say, you know what, I had a hard day and I had a rough time and so on and so forth. We can give them the same pass. Right? I had a story of myself that reminded me. It was several years ago. I was walking out of someone's house. It was a cold winter day. It was icy. And often I was wearing those days a hoodie. So I took my cell phone out of my pocket and I stuck it into my hoodie pocket, but right in front of me. There was a pocket in my sweatshirt. But at that moment, for some reason, the sweatshirt I had on that day didn't have pockets. So I put it in, let go, and boom, the phone landed on the ice on the floor and shattered the screen. Well, I didn't waste any time. I picked up the phone and I was already thinking, okay, how do I get this fixed? And off to the next thing. I didn't get angry at myself. There's no point. What's this waste of time getting frustrated and getting angry? Move on, right? But I stopped and thought about it a little later and realizing how lucky it was that it was me that dropped it and not someone else. Because if someone else dropped my phone, I don't know, would I be so quick to say, just move on, next, keep going? Or would I have stopped and said, how dare you? How can you be so careless and not ridiculous? And it's a phone, and it's expensive, and made a big thing out of it, right? You see, I would like to think of myself that I would have had the courage to be able to, and the wherewithal and the mindfulness to be kind to the other person, same as me. But I don't know. I'm human. It's not that easy, right? It's saying it is easy, but doing it is a whole different story. So this is really the concept of love them like you love yourself. Love your neighbor like you love yourself, right? I love myself a certain way. I give myself a pass. I always find a positive angle for negative things that I do, right? Have the same respect of others. Give them a positive angle. And you know what happens? When we give them a positive angle, then it goes away, right? Suddenly, they don't bother us anymore. It's not an issue. It doesn't get on our nerves. We just go, oh yeah, they're probably having a hard day. That's it. Next. Over. No energy used. It's simple. It's like a simple solution. And I use a reminder for myself all the time, and I call the -1 + 1 = 0, which I posted here on top, which is that when we have a -1, a negative energy, something that really bothers us, the way to counter it is not by giving more negative energy, right? Because -1 and -1 is -2, right? So blocking them out and just pushing away and so on and creating escapism, that's not going to solve the problem. That's it's going to bring hate with hate. It doesn't actually solve anything. But when I have something that really irks me, the way to do it is counter with love, right? So bring a positive onto this negative experience in my mind, and then what happens? Equals 0, right? -1 plus +1 = 0. It goes away. I let it go. It goes out of my mind, and I'm free. And so that's really it's really hard the first few times to start doing this, but try it. And when you try it, it really works. And that's what we call the longer, shorter way, because it's longer to come to this. But once you do it, and once you start implementing this into your life, it makes things so much simpler. It makes it easy. You can see people, you won't get bothered by them. And if they do, and you'll get triggered, you still will. It's not going to stop everything. It's just creating a simpler process to get rid of it, right? If you judge someone negatively, which we all do in different moments, I mean, not you, but me, right? In that moment when it happens, okay, now I need to judge them positively. And then that's it. It goes away. It's gone. It's off my brain. It's out of there, and life is good again. So have an awesome day. Make it happen. Love them like you love yourself, and you'll have bliss and happiness.